Out on the African plain, there are lots of animals it pays not to upset, especially if they've had a bad day out hunting. But not even the lion can compete with a tiny insect. Buzzing in to number 2 in the countdown are honeybees. They may look like ordinary bees, but when they get aggravated, they can inflict 10 times as many stings as their European cousins. That's because on the plains of Africa, there are many more animals interested in stealing honey. So the bees develop their terrible temper to protect their valuable food source from marauders with a sweet tooth. African bees are also the world's most efficient producers of honey, which is why they were transported to South America. After being accidentally released in 1957, they interbred with their European cousins and became the now infamous killer bees. Africanized bees are number 2 in the countdown because more than 1,000 people have died as a result of the insect's terrible temper tantrums. All bees are armed with the same venom. It's just that when you disturb a hive of European honeybees, only about 50 individuals will attack. But upset a nest of Africanized bees, and you could find yourself attacked by a swarm of up to 30,000 insects. And since it takes just 100 bee stings to kill a human, this is one angry mob you don't want to upset. Sometimes a crowd of panic-stricken people can be just as dangerous as a swarm of bees. That's why event organizers call in crowd control consultant Paul Wertheimer.
The triggers that can set off crowd disorders and crowd disasters are everywhere at any large event. They can turn a happy event into an angry event and a wonderful time into a disaster.
Paul is an expert in what happens when crowds go bad and knows the best way to avoid injury.
It's not always possible to escape from a crowd. Once you're trapped in the crowd, the biggest concern is surviving that crowd crush. Eye contact, hand gestures can say a lot. Try to keep your hands up, not by your side, because once they fall to your side, the pressure will usually be so great that you can't move them anymore. So you move along this way, and you move slowly when there's a pocket. Push your way out, perhaps help somebody next to you, and eventually, hopefully, find freedom.
Freeing yourself from an angry swarm of killer bees is difficult. They've been known to pursue their victims for nearly 2 kilometers. But even these tiny terrors don't throw the most extreme hissy fits on the planet. We've seen the 9 contenders. They're the angriest of the angry. Only one animal throws a more extreme tantrum. It's number 1. There's no shortage of temper tantrums in Hollywood.
It's a pleasure to again meet the great Saladini.
Come in. I'm mad. I'm furious. I'm
Calm down.
But no prima donna could match the jumbo-sized hissy fit of the animal smashing into #1 in the countdown, the elephant. Angry elephants are responsible for more carnage than any other creature. Around the world every year, rampaging elephants kill over 300 people. And it's bull elephants that are most likely to fly off the handle, especially when they're in must, a seasonal affliction caused when levels of the hormone testosterone skyrocket up to 60 times higher than normal. This makes them even more irritable and violent than normal. But bull elephants aren't the only males to suffer from behavioral changes due to hormones. Researchers believe 80% of men will at some time in their life experience a condition called irritable male syndrome, or IMS. Some researchers claim that IMS is triggered by stress and can result in depression, anger, and fatigue. But unlike a bull elephant, irritable male syndrome is believed to be caused by a drop in testosterone. The good news is that vigorous exercise can help resurrect testosterone levels, but there's no guarantee it'll improve your golf game. Fluctuating testosterone doesn't worry this star of the Los Angeles Zoo. Gita is a female, but elephant keeper Jeff Briscoe still knows that you can't underestimate the power of his best friend.
The thing is with an elephant, I mean, if one is really scared or spooked, if you don't know it, just stay away from it. But believe me, when even her, and as nice and gentle as she is, we never deceive ourselves that she isn't also dangerous simply by her size. You know, if she were to truly spook and just sit down, I mean, just spin spinning around without any intention, you know, you could get killed or badly hurt.
Jeff has known Gita for over 20 years, and during that time, he's learned to push all the right buttons.
I always think she likes the eye. I like to that. It seems to relax her sometimes, but you know, places they can't reach too, like scratch her in the ear there. You know, she likes really just everything. I mean, even big grubs and stuff like that, and rubbing in their tummies always. You know, the things they can't necessarily easy to scratch. And the trunk, I mean, obviously that's how they do a lot of communication with each other, and that's the main thing where they take in scents and information, and there you go. Still, there's always that danger. That's why you want to get her attention first and let her know where you're at. And then even when she's scared, she'll use the heat, you know. So a lot of times I try to keep an emergency biscuit, you see. Should give a high five. All right, good girl. All right.
Unfortunately, not all elephants are as placid as Gita. And an emergency biscuit will be of little use if you come face to face with an angry bull elephant in must. That's because when it comes to throwing hissy fits, elephants really are the most extreme.